Yo, alright guys, Delzinski here, and well, I never thought I'd be saying this, but Shane McMahon is back in the WWE. How crazy is that? Yes, the fallout of Monday Night Raw is just about settling, and Shane O'Mac, here comes the money, made his return on Monday Night Raw last night. That is pretty crazy, and it's pretty damn exciting. It got me interested after being very disappointed with WWE Fastlane. And I think many of us were disappointed with the outcome because it was almost a predictable Roman Reigns going on to become the #1 contender for the WWE Championship and will indeed face Triple H at WrestleMania 32. That is so predictable that we needed a shock like this the next night on Raw, and we got it. It is a pretty big bang to see Shane O'Mac back. And the reason why Shane McMahon is back is because he wants to reclaim control in the WWE. He never ever lost his position in the WWE according to the storyline that we've got at the moment. Basically, he made a deal with Vince McMahon when Vince McMahon was having a few issues and he walked away from the company, did a few things, built a few businesses, but he always had the ability to come back, and now he's back. And much to the dismay of Stephanie McMahon, because he wants to claim control of Raw. And, it was kind of awesome the way that he put it over. The fact that, ratings at an all-time low. The stocks and shares are plummeting with the WWE. And as well, the fact that they have got an incredible amount of injuries on the roster. And that's all under Stephanie McMahon and Triple H's watch. So Shane McMahon wants to rectify the situation. Now, in doing that and wanting to do that, Vince McMahon decided that, well, if you want to get this company back, if you want to gain control of Monday Night Raw, then you're going to have to get past a task almost as such, which he has set for him. And this is no easy task because Shane McMahon, and this is the bit where it gets a little bit odd and trying to work out how this plays out. It will be Shane McMahon versus an opponent of Vince McMahon's choice, and that opponent was confirmed to be The Undertaker, and they will do battle in a Hell in the Cell at WrestleMania 32. Yes, crazy. Where the hell did all of that detail come from? Has this been planned for quite some time? I don't know. There was rumors that The Undertaker and his opponent for WrestleMania would be someone that wasn't on the WWE's roster. And Shane McMahon pretty much certainly wasn't on the roster at the time. So, yes, maybe they had this plan. But it begins to get a little bit odd there. So, no discredit to WWE for doing this, bringing back Shane McMahon. I think it's exciting, and I'm interested to see how it plays out. But I'm still not quite sold on the match. It's not going to be a 5-star match, definitely. Shane McMahon, I don't remember the last time he was in a WWE ring, but it's been a hell of a long time. So for him to put on an amazing performance against an Undertaker who is also not exactly at his best over recent years, I find that hard to see. So a Hell in the Cell match may make sense, but it's still got to, reach a certain level because it's at WrestleMania. But even more of a concern is how on earth would Shane McMahon beat The Undertaker? And would anybody really agree to that happening? The Undertaker has already lost one match to the Beast, Brock Lesnar, and I feel that that one loss is enough for The Undertaker. I feel that that should never ever change now. I don't feel anybody else, bar maybe Sting, because I'm biased, should ever defeat The Undertaker at WrestleMania. And I definitely can't see Shane McMahon doing that. So I kind of find it a strange bit of booking. Yes, it's got that wow, that shock factor, but that's about it at the moment. And I'm kind of interested to see how it plays out. It has got that Vince Russo feel about it, the shock factor just to make you think, wow. But I need to see a bit more to be fully sold on it. Now, it's going to be babyface versus babyface. It's the Undertaker is not a heel. And what version of the Undertaker are we going to get? Are we going to get the dead man? Or are we going to get the American Badass? There's so many questions. Is Shane McMahon really going to step in a Hell in a Cell with The Undertaker, or does he have a trick up his sleeve? Could this be an opportunity for him to go and recruit someone to face The Undertaker at Hell in a Cell? And if he did, who would that be? Would it be John Cena? Because everybody keeps on, niggling away the fact that John Cena is, fast at recouping and getting back on track, and, he's working hard. And could it very well be a sign that Cena could come back and represent Shane McMahon? But why would The Undertaker want to represent Vince McMahon? It's so confusing. Surely The Undertaker maybe would just want to chokeslam Vince and say, screw you, I don't want to do that. It's such a strange scenario to just come out of nowhere, this. And I'm not saying it's a bad scenario. I'm saying it's quite exciting to see how this will play out. But I just can't work it out in my head. I want to get your views and opinions on this. How on earth will this play out at WrestleMania? Is The Undertaker really going to take another defeat? And if he doesn't, what would be the point of bringing back Shane McMahon at all? Just to see Shane McMahon lose to The Undertaker at WrestleMania in a match which I don't think will be an amazing spectacle just on its own, just on paper. It could be, because we could have some epic spots, we could have some interferences, and some crazy shizzle going on there. But just on paper, I don't know. I don't think that Shane O'Mac's going to be taking the huge amount of bumps that he used to. I might be wrong, but he's a businessman now, so I'm kind of thinking possibly not. And is Shane McMahon back for the long haul? Or is he just back to fill for WrestleMania? Is this, like I said, just a big shock factor to get them over the line for WrestleMania? Because it could be. They could be panicking, and they could have gone for this because they thought, well, everybody's wanted to see Shane back for a while. I mean, many people that I speak to always, get hyped around Shane McMahon, and he's finally back. So, guys, let me know in the comment section below how you think this plays out, because I'm very excited. I'm very interested to see how it does, and I think it's a good thing. But I just, at the moment, can't quite buy Undertaker versus Shane McMahon at WrestleMania. And plus, who will you cheer for? Because you want Shane McMahon to win so he topples the Authority, but then you've got The Undertaker, who will be, in Texas. Surely you'll have the home crowd support, so they'll be booing Shane McMahon, will they? Bizarre. In a time where Vince McMahon, and this leads me on to my next subject, in a time where Vince McMahon has spent so long to try and make Roman Reigns a credible face, the biggest face in his company, it clearly shows that Vince McMahon wants, wants to show that there is baby faces and heels in his company, because he is persistent. He doesn't like Roman Reigns being booed because he keeps shoving him down our throats as a baby face. And Vince McMahon then books a match where you really can't call who will get booed or cheered. And it was quite funny because there is a video on WWE's YouTube channel, and it's entitled "Mr. McMahon is taking a calculated risk with his son at WrestleMania." And I found that hilarious because when you watch the video, it's a backstage segment with Vince McMahon and Stephanie, and he's saying, this is how you do things, Steph. You have to take calculated risks. And I'm like thinking to myself all the time, really, this is coming from you? Calculated risks. The biggest risk that you've taken is putting all your eggs in Roman Reigns' basket, and it really hasn't paid off. And then he's trying to educate Stephanie, and that's how you do it. Oh dear. Not a very good segment considering the downfall of Roman Reigns. Now, that brings me to Roman Reigns. And my question about Roman Reigns is, what on earth are you doing with Triple H and Roman Reigns going into this build for WrestleMania? Triple H is clearly the face here. I mean, that whole end segment with him pedigreeing Roman Reigns on the steel steps, he beat the piss out of Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns a bloody mess. And then to top it all off, Triple H loads the Superman punch and crotch chops him, adding insult to injury and, going full DX, full Triple H face. The crowd chanting Triple H. They're cheering him along. When he gets pedigreed on the steps, Roman Reigns, they ask one more time. And you know, it just increased the boos. Every time Roman Reigns threw a punch at Triple H, he was booed. How does this work at WrestleMania? How do you fix this situation? It's almost like it's at a stage now where I just think they have to go through with it. They have to give Roman the belt and he has to be booed. And even though he's still kind of being put over as a face, he's gonna have to accept that unless they try and turn him heel at WrestleMania on the night. Because I don't know what you can do. It's such a cluster. I mean, all of this storyline, all of this build that has gone into bringing Roman Reigns to the top of the company, and the whole time the objective, the one objective, wasn't so much to make him a champion, wasn't to make him, you know, the main objective was to just make him the biggest face, and they failed miserably. You know, it doesn't matter what they did. You know, they if you go back and look at it, you know, they tried to force it originally. They gave him the title originally, and then it was like, you know, why did you really make him drop the belt? To be honest with you, because bringing back Vince McMahon didn't really work. Yeah, he got cheered a little bit, but still the crowd booed him. You orchestrated you took the title off him and then put it in the, you know, he had to defend it in the Royal Rumble. And in doing that, you took the belt off him and you had Triple H win the Rumble. You orchestrated a Royal Rumble match specifically around Roman Reigns winning it. You've also as well taken the Intercontinental title off of Dean Ambrose specifically so Roman Reigns would look like that he might not win that match at Fastlane. However, he was always destined to win that match at Fastlane. But you did that as a purpose to make us think maybe, just maybe, Dean Ambrose will win and go on to WrestleMania. But it was always just a ploy to get Roman Reigns over. And they have done that constantly and they still haven't succeeded. And now, you know, they have now put Triple H in a position where he is over with the fans. He is being cheered. And I just find it impossible to think that Roman Reigns can ever be classed as a credible face. Ever. If he wins the belt at WrestleMania, he has to turn heel. He has to stick it to the fans. He has to grab the mic after he's beaten Triple H and said, I did this for me, screw you, and stick it. And that should be the end of WrestleMania 32. Roman Reigns putting his finger up to the crowd. That would make him in one night. And I'm telling you what, when he does that, you wouldn't be surprised that many people will start to like him because that's the badass Roman Reigns from The Shield. That's the one that people want to see, but the WWE are not letting us see it. It's an absolutely crazy scenario with Roman Reigns. It really is. And I want to get your views on that as well. Because when you look back at all the efforts that WWE have done, would it not have just been easier to have let him win that Royal Rumble when Batista won it? When he was actually being cheered because you weren't forcing him down our throat? Would it not have been easier just to have, you know, when he did have an opportunity, turn him heel? Then you could start easing him back round to being a face now, like you did with The Rock all those years ago. You had so many options. And it's come down to this. Triple H being a face at WrestleMania, although he's meant to be a heel. People are supposed to hate him. He's in charge of the authority. But people are still cheering him over Roman Reigns. Unbelievable. That's what I want to get your views on. I want to get your views on Shane McMahon and his return to the WWE, and I want to get your views on Roman Reigns. How do they fix this situation? How on earth do you book WrestleMania? And what do you think the outcomes will be of WrestleMania? Where will Shane McMahon go? Will he be in control or will he walk away? Will the Undertaker take his first defeat? And will Roman Reigns be champion? And will we ever get Roman Reigns as a heel? Let me know via the comment section below. And as always, what a crazy Monday Night Raw. This is Delzinski. Oh, please rate, comment, and subscribe. Nearly forgot. This is Delzinski signing out.